developing a player or developing an athlete, at the end of the day, ultimately, all the physical things are easy to do. The other bits are the difficult bits. Getting them to take ownership of their performance, getting them to recognise and respect how lucky they are and what they need to do, their input into the thing. Because when they go out on the pitch, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's how good they are that matters. That's how you're judged, by their performances.
When Howard Wilkinson arrived at Leeds United, he had an ambitious vision for the future of the club.
In '88, when he went in there, he had a 10-year blueprint. It's amazing. And at the end of this 10 years, Leeds United would be producing players of the calibre on a regular basis to play in the Premiership.
Wilkinson had dreamt up a plan for the club to succeed. He also had the support of his managing director, Bill Fotherby.
The year I joined them, they'd signed 18 schoolboys as what are now called scholars, who were then called apprentices. Of those 18 schoolboys, we took one as a professional, which is, that tells you everything. And I said, we need to be looking at better recruitment, we need to be looking at better facilities, better coaching, and producing more players.
Howard was so much on this wavelength for youngsters, for young footballers, for school teachers. Not just a scout who comes and he goes on the Saturday and he gets there and he gives a report. No. No, that was in the past. We was on a new track then. New track of looking after youngsters, bringing them in.
I'd also said that we needed a new training ground, and that would mean everybody moving. And I'd had outlined this vision to him of what the training ground would look like and should look like.
When I saw the setup that Manchester United had with the training facilities, they were like boarded. They'd got the separate rooms.
In the early 1990s, Leeds had an exciting crop of young players who'd won the FA Youth Cup. The hard work had begun, but they need more than talent to create professional players.
What's the next step? Well, we have to have some training facilities. We must have somewhere. So my job then was to go out to find somewhere where we could turn into an academy. I'm looking around and I find a kind of a big old house in Thorpe. I went round there, told Howard about it. And the one thing that is so important in football, or any business really, you must have vision. You must see things. And Howard and I we had a look and we saw it. And we took a big gamble, went and bought it.
It was the next part of the jigsaw. It was the only bit that was missing, we thought, so that we could have an area where everybody could be proud of. We could sell it. This is a big part of youth development, is recruitment. We would get people down, parents, children, and see the facility. And on top of what we were doing as a football club in terms of development and the way that we were coaching, it was the final piece of the jigsaw for us.
Well, if you go to Thorpe Arch today, you won't believe. That turned out magnificent. So when we're wanting to sign youngsters and the parents come to see the facilities, there's no argument.
With Thorpe Arch sparkling, Howard brought in new coaches to help nurture Leeds United's next generation of talent.
I have to tell you, the best two people for youth in football at that time, in my opinion, a bit biased of course, was Paul Hart and Eddie Gray. Magnificent. 'Magnificent. 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 '
You know, we had the same rules, you know, whatever they were, we had the same rules right the way through, same principles, honesty, good manners, don't feign injury, you know, don't top people, don't swear at referees, you know, don't pull shirts, you know. I don't know, we may have had 2 people sent off in 5 years, probably not even that. And good behaviour, you know, on the pitch where we concentrated on football and they were tough, you know, we had tough players. And I think it works.
I remember one game in particular, we played Sunderland at home. I think it was the first game of the season for the under-18s. We beat them 5-1 on Fullerton Park. We came in the dressing room after the game all thinking we'd done well. And Paul didn't think so, he showered us down and like went mental and had us out running in the afternoon, and we thought, wow, what's this all about? We've won 5-1 first game of the season. But it was his way of, you know, telling us, you ain't done nothing yet. You know, there's a long way to go here, just keep our feet on the ground, and it sticks in my head that.
The young Leeds hopefuls had everything they needed at Thorpe Arch, where they were looked after by former player and coach Peter Gumby and his wife. The club's investment soon paid off as a new generation of stars began to emerge.
Our rewards for the 10-year plan were starting to come through. You could see it with those lads. Mark Jackson, a local boy, played in the Premiership. Mark Ford played in the Premiership. Andy Cousins played in the Premiership. Countless of those kids, Sharpie, Forrest, they all had a little sniff at the Premiership. From that, we recruited 1 or 2 more. Andy Gray came in, Ian Hart came in.
I'm getting calls from all these clubs about our players inquiring about them. Ian Hart, players like that. Because there was something. You didn't need to go out and spend 20 million on your West Ham centre-half when you'd got the centre-halves coming up through the youth.
Bill, Howard and Paul built an academy at Thorpe Arch that was the envy of football clubs everywhere, producing international stars like Alan Smith, Jonathan Woodgate, Paul Robinson, James Milner, Fabian Delph and Lewis Cook. Howard left the club in 1996, but his legacy remained. His ambitious vision became a reality when his generation of Thorpe Arch players took the Premier League on, reaching the semi-finals of the Champions League in 2001.
The 10-year point came, and all of a sudden, there it was. They were going to play football at the highest level.
Leeds United should talk about the class of 97 like Manchester United talk about the class of 92. I mean, it was extraordinary what happened with you know, Paul Robinson, Jonathan Woodgate, Harry Kewell, Matt Jones played for Wales, Alan Mabry and Steve McPhail played for Ireland. I mean, the throughput from that particular section was amazing.
That was the generation that I was looking forward to seeing as 21, 22, 23-year-olds. Because, you know, goalkeeper, Kelly at right back, Woody, Hart, you can go across the midfield, Smudger up front. You know, there were 9 names there that I thought, this will be a team in 4 or 5 years' time.
I never wanted to leave Leeds United. To this very minute, I'm sat here talking to you. My heart's broke there. My heart is there. You know, you feel when you get older, you feel that you're still young. Oh, I feel young. That feeling never leaves you. I feel that I could go there tomorrow.
How lucky am I to have been employed 3 times by Leeds United? You know, it's a great club.
I say I never worked a day in my life. Never.